So today I've chosen to do my persuasive sweet speech over cell phone usage in schools. So as a substitute teacher, this really affects me, I feel like, um, because I can see the impact that it has in the classroom. So what I really want to talk about today is how we feel like cell phones have made us safer and have helped us learn, but I think what we'll find is that it actually hasn't made us any safer, and in fact, it's created a haven for a different type of harassment, and it has also made us communicate less, and we lack the ability to focus. So, cell phone usage and ownership has actually gone up exponentially since 2007. So, in about 2007, 76% of people owned cell phones. Today, according to the American University, 94% of people own cell phones. So it's definitely, I mean, that's a drastic increase in a fairly short amount of time in cell phone ownership. So basically now everyone is the owner of a smart device or a cell phone. Test scores actually decrease when we see the cell phone usage in the classrooms. And actually, like I said, kids are not safer at all with the introduction of them. So if you have a child, especially an adolescent or middle or high school age child, you know that they beg to have a cell phone starting at anywhere from the age of 7 or 8 and on up. They beg you to have a cell phone. So what I want you to think about is, why do you think they're safer? What do you think that's actually going to accomplish with them? And what happens if they do need you? How can you teach them to not use a different form of communication if they do need you? So let's talk a little bit about safety. So we think that kids are safer because they have the ability to communicate so easily with us. So we're at a moment's notice, right? They can call us, they can get a hold of us, and we're there for them. But what we don't take into consideration in that situation is the social harassment that people are coming into contact with. So constantly, with the constant updates and the constant reminding of everyone where we're at, it's so easy for people to find out where we're at and locate them. It's also really, really easy to just be harassed. So it used to be, if you were having a bad time at school, you went home and at least you didn't have to deal with it at home. And that's just not the case anymore. And that has to do with the access that we've kind of given our children based off of devices. Now, also, the what do we do now? I guess is where we're going with this now. So what do we do? So I think that we have to teach them the facts, and and we also have to get them to rely on something else. It doesn't have to be their cell phone that they have all the time. That their cell phone doesn't have to be their safety net. We have to teach them some different coping skills in order to be able to deal in those situations. So I think that that's really important, and we have to stop perpetuating this big scary world. We're actually much safer than we used to be. Communication is better, obviously. Access to emergency services are better. Alert systems are better. So we're actually safer than we ever have been. So we have to stop perpetuating the craziness of safety upon our children so that they don't feel like they constantly need that lifeline, and so that they can't use it as an excuse. As far as classroom cell phone usage, so within the classroom, it's actually shown that adolescents and young adults test lower when the presence of smart devices is in the classroom. That can include laptops and cell phones, but they actually do test lower because they're not able to focus on multiple things at the same time. So that's another thing that we need to drive home is we send you to school to do schoolwork. We don't send you home to socialize. We don't send you to school to socialize. You've got lots of other times outside of that to do that. So we send you to school to learn. and that's actually being affected. So I feel like the main thing that we need to do is we need to teach our kids to be detached. They don't have to be connected to someone else at all times. It's okay to wait the day to find out what happened to your friend. And then set specific zones and times. So, maybe from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., it's no device time. And really stick to that so that they understand and they're able to build some other habits that are positive for them. So kids are subjecting themselves to more access and potentially more harassment while doing that, which actually is creating a more unsafe environment for them and making themselves constantly available. So yeah, just talk to your kids about the importance of device-free time, and ensure that they understand the negative impact that it can have academically and as well on their personal safety.